Hello, welcome to the lecture on game theory. In the context of operations research, game refers to a situation of conflict and competition where two or more competitors involved in decision making activities. In operation research, game does not refers to the game actually we usually come across in our life. This is completely a decision making activity. Just understand that game is in OR game is nothing but a decision making activity. So game theory is a type of decision theory in which one's choice of action is determined after taking into account all possible alternatives available to the opponent playing the same game rather than just by the possibilities of several outcome results. Let us try to understand this particular sentence in detail. So several definitions we are coming across. Once we come across several definitions and later we come through this particular sentence again, probably we can understand this sentence clearly. So game theory does not insist how to play the game. So instead of it tells the procedure and principles by which action should be selected. This is more important. It doesn't tell you how to play the game and if you play the game how we can win the game. It doesn't say about that. It just tells the procedure and principles by which action should be selected so that it will be the optimal one. So it is a decision theory useful in competitive situations. So let us understand several type of games. Zero sum games. Just consider the situation, something here given here. Assume there are two people, say player A as well as player B plays game. Plays actually they are tossing two coins. Each one tosses a coin. Suppose for at a particular point of time both are tossing the coin. Suppose A results head and B results head. What is given here as a matrix, this is called as a payoff matrix. So the point gained by A, if both are getting heads, is nothing but 1. Please understand, payoff matrix is the profit for A and it determines the loss for B. Same value refers as a profit as well as the loss. So that is why this is called as a zero sum game. I repeat, for player A, when the coin is tossed, suppose it is head, and for player B, if it is results head, then it is the point plus 1 for A, payoff is plus 1 for A and payoff is minus 1 for B. It is a loss for B. Similarly, suppose A gets tail and B gets head, then minus 1 is the profit for A, minus 1 is the loss for B. In other words, A loses 1, B gains 1. So here what we can observe in this matrix is whatever the A gains, that much B loses. So that is why we call this as zero sum games. So we call this as zero sum games because profit of A is same as that of the loss of B. There are some other type of games like non-zero sum games where you can observe the payoff matrix. You can see that there are two entries. Two entries refers to, the first entry refers to it is a profit for first one and the second one is a profit for the second one. Okay, so profit and loss is different here. It can be differ. So you can observe here it is 0, here profit is 0 and profit is minus 10 for B. Profit is 0 for A and profit is minus 10 for B. So in that sense there are two values. So this is called as a non-zero sum games. So in our syllabus, in our context, we just focus on the first one, zero sum games. So all type of games that we discuss in the future, it is nothing but zero sum games. In other than this, we also have something called as extensive form games, cooperative games, bargaining games. So we just focus on zero sum games. So let us understand some of the properties of game. There are finite number of competitors called as players. In the previous example, whatever we have discussed, tossing a coin, there are two players. So that is example of a two-player game. Each player has a finite number of courses of action called as strategies. In the previous example, tossing the coin, there are two courses of action. One is getting head, another one is getting tail. Both player A as well as both player B are having two courses of actions. It may differ also in some of the cases. All the strategies and their effects are known to the players. So this is another assumption we do. The courses of action, the strategies of B is known to A and vice versa. But what they don't know is whenever they play the game, they do not know which strategy is chosen. Whenever strategies are chosen, that are chosen simultaneously, and player A doesn't know what strategy is used by player B. A game is played when each player chooses one of his strategies. The strategies are assumed to be made simultaneously with an outcome such that no player knows his opponent's strategy until he decides his own strategy. The game is a combination of strategies in certain units which determines the gain or loss. Further, each game is associated with the outcome of strategies. The outcome of strategies is written in terms of a matrix called as payoff matrix. The optimal strategy is the one the player playing the game always tries to choose the best courses of action that results the optimal payoff, and corresponding strategy is called as optimal strategy. The expected payoff when all the players of the game follow their optimal strategies, then that particular value, that particular payoff is called as value of the game. While solving the game, what we do is the primary objective is to find the value of the game. The game is said to be fair if the value of the game is 0. Otherwise, it is called as unfair. And also we assume that both the players are rational, both choose their strategies solely to promote their own welfare. Now let us understand what are the different types of strategies each player can have. The different courses of actions are called as strategies. The strategy of a player is predetermined. It is a rule which is already determined, which player decides his courses of action from his own list during the game. There are two types of strategies. One is pure strategy, another one is mixed strategy. If a player knows exactly what the other player is going to do, a deterministic situation is obtained and objective function is to maximize the gain. Therefore, pure strategy is the decision rule always to select a particular courses of action. Or in other words, suppose there are m number of strategies for A, and if at all there exists one strategy by playing that the player A gets the maximizes his gain, then it is called as a pure strategy. If sometimes it may exist, sometimes it may not exist. If it exists, it is called as a pure strategy game. Sometimes there may not be a single strategy that maximizes the gain. So in that case, it is called as a mixed strategy game. If a player is guessing as to which activity is to be selected by the other on any particular occasion, a probabilistic situation may occur, so that the objective function is to maximize the expected gain. Suppose there is no a single strategy that optimizes the gain. The mixture of strategies are possible. This mixture of strategies we are telling in terms of probabilities. For example, A1 need to be selected in 0.4 and A2 need to be selected 0.6. So A1 as well as A2 are the mixed strategy games with some probabilities. So thus mixed strategy is a selection among the pure strategies with fixed probabilities. Payoff matrix. The quantitative measure of satisfaction a person gets at the end of the play is called as a payoff. Payoff for a player A. Let us consider, suppose player A has M activities and player B has N activities. Activities are nothing but the courses of actions or strategies. Then the payoff matrix can be formed as follows. Usually for player A we write in strategies of player A in rows, strategies of player B in columns. So this is the matrix M cross N matrix. So this is the payoff matrix. 2 means it is a profit for A if he chooses A1, and it is a loss for B if the B chooses B1. So similarly the other values. One thing we need to remember always with respect to the payoff matrix is that payoff matrix is the profit for A and it need to be treated as a loss for B. Coming to the classification of games, different types of games, we have some methods to solve the game. So the first method is called as saddle point method, which works based upon the minimax and maxi-min principle. So this particular method can be used only if there exists a pure strategy for each player. So any game, before we are starting to solve, we check whether there exists a pure strategy by adopting the saddle point method. If there is no pure strategy, then we go for mixed strategy games. Any one among the rest can be used to find out the solution. The another method that can be used is called as arithmetic method. This can be applicable for only the games that are having the payoff matrix of order 2 cross 2. We can also use dominance principle to solve game of any size, and also we can use something called as graphical method to solve the game. So this can be applicable for the games of having a 2 cross 2 or M cross 2 or 2 cross N payoff matrix size games. So as a first method, so let us understand how saddle point method works. So this is applicable only to the pure strategy games. So pure strategy games can be solved by the saddle point method. It uses the maximin and minimax criteria or principle. What is that maximin or minimax principle? Maximin criteria says that the maximizing the player lists his minimum gains from each strategy and selects the strategy which gives the maximum out of this minimum gains. Similarly, minimax criteria, the minimizing player list lists his maximum loss from each strategy and selects the strategy which gives him the minimum loss. So let us understand this maximin as well as minimax criteria while solving the problem. So once the maximin and the minimax is found, if both are corresponding to the same element in the payoff matrix, then we call it as a saddle point. So a saddle point of a payoff matrix is the position of such an element where both maximin is equal to minimax. So let us understand how we can solve the game using saddle point method, using the maximin and minimax principle. The steps involved in the saddle point method are as follows. In the first step, find out the minimum from each row and write at the end of the each row. Once you find out that among the minimum of all the rows or row minimas, find out the maximum. So that particular element is called as maximin. Similarly, from each column, find out the maximum. Among all maximums, find out the minimum one. We call it as a minimax. Suppose minimax is equal to maximin, then the game has saddle point and it is a pure strategy game. Let us understand this algorithm with an example. Consider a game. There are 4 strategies of player A, 4 strategies from player B. This is the payoff matrix that is given. Let us solve the game. First we need to find out row minimum. For the first row A1, the minimum value is 12. For the second row it is 8. For the third row it is 2, and for the fourth row it is 0. So let us understand what is this row minima stands for. With respect to player A, suppose the player A plays with A1. Since he don't know what the strategy the player B will play, irrespective of B's strategy, the minimum gain the A will get, it is nothing but 12. The minimum guaranteed gain or payoff for A, if A plays with A1, is 12. Similarly, suppose the A plays with A2, the minimum gain it is 8. If he plays with A3, the minimum gain is 2. If he plays with A4, the minimum gain is 0. Our aim is to maximize the gain or the payoff. So let us choose the maximum one here. So it is guaranteed. Suppose the player A plays with A1, 12 is the payoff that he can get. Similarly, with respect to player B, this matrix represents the loss actually. So what is the maximum loss that is possible? Suppose the player B plays with B1, so that is represented by column maxima. So that is nothing but 40 for the first column. For the second column it is maximum loss is 15. Third column the maximum loss is 12. Fourth column it is 35. In other words, for player B, let us say what this last column represents, 35 represents. Suppose the player B plays with B4. Irrespective of A's strategy, the maximum loss that is possible for B, it is 35. So that is the meaning. So among these row minimas and column maximas, so let us consider row minima. In row minima, find out the maximum one. So that is nothing but maximin. Maximum among the minimum value. Maximum among the row minimum, we call it as a maximin. Similarly, column wise, this is a loss actually. What is the maximum? What is the minimum loss that is possible? The minimum loss that is possible is 12. So what we can observe here is, from the row minimas we find out maximin. From column maximas we find minimax. So the minimax is represented by brackets and maximin is represented by square bracket. So what we can observe here is this maximin is equal to minimax, that is nothing but 12, and it stands for the place 1, 3 in the payoff matrix. That means A1 is the optimal strategy for player A and B3 is the optimal strategy for player B, and the value of the game is 12. So in summary, we can say maximin is equal to 12, minimax is equal to 12. Since both are equal, saddle point exists. Saddle point exists at 1, 3 in the payoff matrix, and the value of the game is nothing but 12. So the optimal strategy for A is A1 and B is B3. Similarly, we can solve another problem. So find the solution for the following problem. Here player A as well as player B are having three strategies. Please note, player A can have say m number of strategies, player B can have n number of strategies. There is no requirement that this should be a square matrix. It can be any m cross n matrix. To solve the problem using the saddle point method, we need to find out the row minimas, then we need to find out the column maximas. So finding out the row minimas, we have here the -2, second row the -6, third row it is -8. So among these, maximum value corresponds to -2. Similarly now, so this is nothing but we call it as a maximin. This is nothing but maximin. Okay. Next, let us go for column maximas. Column maxima, the maximum value here in the first column it is -2. Second column it is 20. Third column it is -2. So what we can observe here, the minimum value among the column maximas are nothing but -2. There are -2 is exist in two places. So we can select any one and we can go ahead. So let us take this one. So this is nothing but the maximin. This is nothing but the minimax. This is nothing but the minimax. So in summary, we can say that this is the maximin, this is the minimax. We can see that both are equal. So A1 is the optimal strategy for player A, B1 is the optimal strategy for player B. Also you can observe that another saddle point exists here. So it is also possible that A1 is the optimal strategy for A and B3 is the optimal strategy for B. So maximin is equal to minimax, it is nothing but -2. So saddle point exists at 1, 1. So optimal strategy for A is A1 and B is B1. Value of the game is -2. Sometimes we can also see that a game is not having the saddle point. For example, in this problem 3, what we can observe is it is a 2 cross 2 payoff matrix. If you find out the minimax as well as the maximin, they are not equal. So there is no saddle point here. That means this cannot be solved using the saddle point method. Then we have to go for some other methods which we are discussing in the future. As a homework, we can solve this particular problem. So find out the maximin, find out minimax, find out the saddle point, find out the optimal strategies for A, B as well as value of the game. The second method is called as arithmetic method. This is applicable to only the games that are having the payoff matrix of size 2 cross 2. It is also called as analytical method. First we need to check whether the given payoff matrix is having the saddle point or not. If there is no saddle point, we will go for the arithmetic method provided the payoff matrix size is 2 cross 2. How to find the strategies, optimal strategies for this particular game? We need to find out, see, please understand, there is no pure strategy. So the optimal strategies are combinations of A1 and A2 as well as B1 and B2 for B. The probabilities of these strategies are found by using these computations. Compute the difference of the first row and write after the second row. Compute the difference of the second row elements and write after the first row. Similarly, compute the difference of the first column, absolute difference of the first column, and write after the second column. Similarly, the difference of elements of second column, absolute difference, find and write after the first column. So 4 values we got. For these 4 values, from these 4 values, well, let us compute the probability. The probability of A1 is called as P1. It is nothing but this factor divided by this plus this one. Similarly, P2 is nothing but this factor, absolute of A11 minus A12, divided by absolute value of A21 minus A22 plus absolute value of A11 minus A12. So both are having the summation as denominator and these values in the numerator. This value comes as a numerator and the denominator is common. It is nothing but the summation of these two values. Similarly here, the Q1 is nothing but absolute value of A12 minus A22 divided by the summation of these two values. Similarly, Q2 is nothing but this value divided by summation of these two. So this is how we compute the probabilities of A1, A2, B1, B2. And the value of the game can be found using the formula A11 into A12 minus A21 into A12 divided by A11 plus A22 minus A21 plus A12. So it is take the elements from opposite diagonally opposite to each other, A11 A22 minus A21 into A12 divided by the same elements but addition happens, A11 plus A22 minus A21 minus A12. So this is how the value of the game is computed. So very simple method, arithmetic method. Let us look into the example. So this is what the steps in the arithmetic method, which is already explained. Solve the following game using arithmetic method. So let us consider a matrix. Of course, we need to consider a matrix of size 2 cross 2. So moving ahead, 1 minus 7 absolute value, you can see 1 minus 7 absolute value, it is nothing but 6. 6 minus 2 absolute value 4. So they are written in the opposite rows. Similarly, 1 minus 6, that is 5, it is written here, absolute value. 7 minus 2 absolute value 5. So 4, 6, 5, 5 are written. Now here the probability of A1 is nothing but P1 equal to 4 divided by 6 plus 4, it is 2 by 5. Similarly, P2 is nothing but 6 divided by 6 plus 4, it is 3 by 5. Here the Q1, the probability of B1 is nothing but 5 divided by 5 plus 5, that is 1 by 2. Similarly, Q2, which is equal to 5 divided by 5 by 5, which is equal to 1 by 2. So overall, the probability of A1, A2 is 2 by 5, 3 by 5. Probability of B1, B2 is B1 and B2 is half and half. And finally, the optimal strategy for A is nothing but A1, A2 in the probabilities of 2 by 5, 3 by 5. Optimal strategy for B is B1, B2, it is 1 by 2, 1 by 2. And the value of the game is 1 into 2 minus 6 into 7 divided by 1 plus 2 minus 6 plus 7, which is comes out to be 3.9. So it means that it is a mixed strategy game. So overall, while playing the game, these strategies, A1 will be selected 2 by 5 times, whereas A2 will be selected 3 by 5 times. Similarly, strategy B is player B will select B1, B2 in 0.5 probabilities. As a homework, you can solve this particular problem. Thank you. In the coming lectures, let us understand how we can solve the problems using a dominance principle as well as graphical method. Thank you for watching the video.